Breaking news reveals Masai Ujiri just finessed the Sacramento Kings. As in a shocking update, the Raptors received Davion Mitchell from the Sacramento Kings on top of Sasha Vezenkov, as well as a second-round pick in this package. And this has serious implications on Trent Jr.'s future, Raptors free agency, and just the entire plans moving forward for this Raptors team with the second round of the draft starting in the next few minutes. So this is a wild update. I am electric. I am hyped right now after this deal just went through. So without further ado, let's dive into this package that the Toronto Raptors received. So essentially, coming from Adrian Wojnarowski right now, the Toronto Raptors are receiving Davion Mitchell and Sasha Vezenkov to the Toronto Raptors in return for Jalen McDaniels from the Sacramento Kings to the Sacramento Kings. And why on earth is this deal going down? Why did Sacramento pull the trigger on such a deal, like this, which is, again, seems on face value given the value that Jalen McDaniels was provided for the Toronto Raptors this season? Why give up two very useful players in the NBA? Well, Woj goes on to share some insights in terms of what's going down regarding this situation. If I can get the right graphic to pull up, essentially, the Kings do this deal to get under the luxury tax. Tax purposes, all of these sort of new rules that come into play with teams over the apron in terms of tax deals, the Toronto Raptors were able to slide in and get two very competent players and a second-round pick. Essentially, the report comes out revealing to, I don't know if it's popped up. Oh, it did not pop up in our actual scene, but we got the 45th pick in the second round of this year's NBA draft. So why is this good? Who is Davion Mitchell? Who is this European guy that's coming to the Toronto Raptors? Well, we can take a look at it here now. Basically, Davion Mitchell is a guy that is one of the most elite defenders in the NBA. Points per game, not that great. Box score stats, not that electric. 5 points per game, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and shoots 36% from the three-point line, is solid, and isn't that young anymore. Still, is about 26 years old, so about to enter the prime of his career. But the guy shoots 46% on corner threes. Most of them are assisted upon and stuff, but this man is an absolute hound defensively. He comes out, gets in people's grills. He just picks up full court, is mobile, is strong. One of those sturdy guards that can come in and have an elite skill for this Toronto Raptors team that needs to improve on the defensive end. Last year was a big problem. At the point of attack defense, obviously it helped a little bit when we were healthier. Immanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett can guard on that end of the floor, but Davion Mitchell is a guy the Raptors have been linked to for a long time in those, Pascal Siakam rumored packages with the Sacramento Kings there. This is a guy that I've expected to be on the Toronto Raptors at some point in his career. And again, he is a dude that his salary is super reasonable, right? For the next couple seasons, $6 million and then $8 million. So again, the Raptors are making moves. It affects their flexibility a little bit in terms of what's happening, but the Raptors have that extra salary cap space. So does this mean we're going to go out and sign, Paul George on free agency? Yeah, we're limiting our chances at that. Like that was any shot, in the first place of making one of those deals go down. But bringing in a guy that's solid, that's still relatively young, that plays defense, that shoots 46% on corner threes for Jalen McDaniels, the biggest sort of scrub in the past decade for the Toronto Raptors. No, just that's disrespectful. I apologize for Jalen McDaniels. Wishing him the best over there with the Sacramento Kings, but holy smokes, that is a steal. And then we also take a little bit of I want to say a flyer because he's not that young of a guy, but on Sasha, who is a dude that was people were excited about him coming over to the NBA, when he was brought over. Basically last season, not that great of stats, 5 points per game, 2 rebounds, 6'9", 28 years old, but he was the MVP of the EuroLeague. He's 6'9", he's a forward, and shooting 38% from behind the three-point line and 43% on quarter threes. Another elite shooter that was, when he was the star, when he was the main guy on that European team, he was really able to provide some value. One MVP of the EuroLeague, and essentially news has come out recently that there was rumors and there could be speculation. This is why I'm not diving too much into Sasha crazy in this video, because there's a chance he could be going the way of Europe, because a report came out, I read this morning actually, but Vezenkov has informed the Kings he does not intend to return for the 2024-2025 season. Basically, a reporter from Eurohoops.net said it's unclear whether Vezenkov, I'll pronounce his name correctly, is officially with the team, but who won the 2023 EuroLeague MVP, will remain in the NBA or go to Europe. So again, The Sacramento Kings, they did not utilize him correctly. I did a little Reddit search. I did a little peep in terms of how Kings fans feel about his game, how it's impacted the team since he's been brought over. But he is a guy that wasn't really used by Mike Brown, fell out of the rotation, dealt with some injuries. They didn't like his defense too much, but Kings fans wanted to see him play. They were disappointed that he didn't get much opportunity, much run, and being the MVP over there in Europe and not getting a ton of run on that Sacramento Kings roster, I do have some forwards out there. So tougher position to get opportunities where the Raptors do have big openings at the power forward spot, right? Maybe he'll be able to blossom, be that exciting player people were amped up to see come over the Sacramento Kings last season, as a 28-year-old in his rookie year. So that's a guy I'm intrigued by if he stays on the Toronto Raptors. We're going to wait for more information because, again, he might end up going to Europe, but he's a player I'd be very, very happy. Again, 43% on corner shots. We have guys like Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett driving the lanes, going to be able to kick out to these shooters out there in the quarters. That is going to be huge for this Raptors team. And remind you, let me just state this again. We got these two players for Jalen McDaniels. This was the return. This is what Masai Ujiri did. Is it a finesse on a grand scale? No. Are these guys going to be completely game-changing players? No. But as Bobby Webster said coming into the season, right? It's not going to be 1, 2, 3 massive moves that fixes this team, gets us out of that tanking run. It's going to be 8 to 10 little moves done the right way. And on the surface, from what we've seen from this report, this is a 10 out of 10 W trade for the Toronto Raptors. Coming into the second round of the draft, where we now have 31 and we have 45. And there's a lot of interesting pieces, as we've been talking about in recent vids, in the second round of this draft class. And, you brought in dudes on reasonable contracts. I'll bring it up again because we looked at Davion Mitchell's contract, but we didn't look at Vezenkov's. Again, very similar. Masai Ujiri definitely cooked on this one. I accidentally hit this graphic. I'm not on my usual setup, but he did cook. I had to accidentally bring that one up there. But Vezenkov, look, $6 million, $7 million in the modern NBA, that is pennies. That is pennies for two guys that can shoot the basketball. One of them is one of the best defenders in the entire NBA. That just has me pumped. I want to scream. I want to get really loud. I'm in like a classroom setting right now. My name, got the name tag out here. I had to get this reaction out because, frankly, this is too much. And then we have the 45th overall selection. Again, the Raptors have 31. A few guys fell. Filipowski, all these types of guys fell in the draft. As I'm recording, probably by the time this is uploaded, the draft selection will have been made. But there are definitely some players we know could fall to 45 that Masai Ujiri has been tied to. And we're wondering, speculating throughout the day, whether or not he'd make a reach, whether he'd try to select a guy, just because he has 31, even if they might go a little bit later, you can't trade back in the draft to make it happen. Masai always has his deep cuts that end up being solid. But now, Darko, Filipowski, these types of players are available at 31. He can make that, logical pick go down, and then the deep reach Masai Ujiri likes to Vegas at 45, that is going to be available as well. So, as of recording, there's a minute where this draft is supposed to begin, it's supposed to go down, it's supposed to start, and I am excited. I'm excited to see what the Toronto Raptors do. I am amped up to see what direction this team goes in. Now for nothing shocking happened. Jakob Poeltl was an awesome pickup in the first round, but no Bruce Brown trades, no Jakob Poeltl trades, no big moves. This is one of those deals that is exciting, has me amped up for this Toronto Raptors team. But let me know what you guys think about this trade, about this move in the comment section down below. You guys are the best to make it far. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.